The basic bodice block and the basic torso foundation form the building block of most derived pattern or altered patterns. Okay, so in this tutorial, I felt it is very important that I come to the grassroots and explain how you can make a basic bodice block and, of course, a basic torso foundation from scratch, just for those that are new to pattern making or a complete beginner. So let's get right into it. Hi creatives, you're welcome to another interesting tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how you can make a basic bodice block. So right now I am going to start with this pattern paper. You can see my form, the miniature form, and I'll be working with it to show you how to make patterns, to take measurements. This is the pattern master, the small and the big one. The two serve the same purpose. And inside it, you can see the armhole curve. Of course, you can use it to draw your armhole curve or any other kind of curve where it is used. Here is the hip curve, or just the form curve rule that you can use on any part of the pattern that needs a curve, and that is the armhole curve. Okay, so this is the armhole curve and it matches with the one that is on the pattern master. So right now I am using basically this two. If you have that too, in fact, the pattern master is just ideal. It can serve you for virtually everything you'll be needing in this basic pattern making. And what I'm writing out are the measurements that will be needed. That is the shoulder, across chest, and of course waist, bust, and half length. Those are the measurements I'll be needing, and I'll be showing you how these measurements are taking. Okay, the armhole is not here, but I'll still show you here how it is taken. So this is the shoulder measurement. You just measure it from one shoulder bone to the other. Okay, and this is the across chest. You measure down 5 and take your measurement across like this. Measure 5 down and take your measurement like this. Okay, and then to measure your bust, round your bust like the bust circumference, this is how to take it. And of course your waist, this is how to take your waist measurement. Firm but not tight. Okay, now we are going to take the half length measurement, and that is from here to the down part of that tip on the waistline. Some measure from the shoulder tip, but I don't advise this. Just start from the neck side, the shoulder at neck, and measure down. Now this is the back half length and this is the across back. Back half length this way. Okay, this is the back half length. So right now I am going to show you how you will use this measurements. I have shoulder measurements of 16, across chest 14, and I have waist there 33, 34, and the bust 43, and the half length for the front is 17 and a half. Okay, these are front pattern measurements. Those are what I just wrote out now. Okay, so that's the shoulder line. The second line is the bust line, the bust level, and the third line is the waist. So I'll be taking my shoulder measurement here. That is 16 divided by 2, which is 8, and that is what I marked on those 2 points, and I will just draw a vertical line like this. Okay, so when you draw this vertical line, the next thing we are going to go ahead and do is to take the basic neckline measurement, and that is 3 inches, 3 by 3, or 3.5 by 3.5. But I decided to take 3 1/4 for this very one, okay, which is also fine. And I will use my armhole curve to connect the neckline, just as you can see me do. You can also use your pattern master, the armhole curve part of the pattern master, to do the same thing. Okay, now I'm dropping the shoulder slope by 1 and I will connect to the neck just like this. So when I have done this, the next thing to do is to mark the across chest. I measured 5 inches down, and then I will divide the across chest by 2, which is 14 divided by 2. I marked 7 there. I just dotted that point. Now this is the bust measurement divided by 4. The bust measurement here is 43, so what I'm measuring is 10 3/4, and I will rule a vertical line like this to meet the waistline. Now that is the bust line, and this place I am now is the waistline. Waist measurement divided by 4. The waist measurement is about 33, 34. Okay, if it's 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. Just mark it and add 1 inch extra for your dart intake and connect like this to the bust line that we drew vertically earlier. Okay, now when you have done this, that is it for this very part. Now the next thing is the armhole. Okay, we are going to take our armhole measurements right now, which I omitted at the beginning. Okay, now this is where the arm is supposed to come out from. Just measure around the arm like this, firmly but not tight. Once you measure it, add 2 inches to whatever you get. So mine, I got 16.5, and by the time I added 2 inches, it gave me 18.5. You can as well use 19. Okay, just add 2 inches to the measurement you get, and that is the armhole measurement. Okay, so having written that down, I will be dividing this measurement by 2 and I'll be imputing it here. Okay, so when I divide it by 2, what it will give is about 9 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to use the tape to measure it, connect it from the shoulder tip to the across chest, and then to where that 9 1/4 touches that bust vertical line. And we are going to use our armhole curve to draw it, just as you have seen me do. Okay, so when we are done with this, the next thing we are going to take is the dart intake. Mark the middle of this part, okay? And then measure 1/2 inch on both sides. Now get the middle of that part again, the same measurement you got for the waist, and measure down 1 inch, because the dart has to end 1 inch before the bust point, okay? I told you that the middle straight line there is the bust line, so you don't want the dart to get to the bust line. It has to be 1 inch below the bust line, okay? So now this gives us the front bodice pattern, okay? And that is from the shoulder to the waist. That is the bodice. Bodice covers from the shoulder to the waist, okay? Now the difference between the front and the back half length, that is what I just showed now, is what we are going to use as the side bust dart. And in my own case, it is 1.5. The front half length is 17.5 and the back is 16, and that is what I used for the back half length. And then this is the front pattern. Now if you want to make a torso foundation, you just have to extend this, okay? Just measure the blouse length that you desire, mark it, and check the measurement from the waistline. Now what I got is 6, but the blouse length is about 23.5 in total. But from the waist to where this 23.5 is 6 inches, and that is what I just marked with dotted lines. Okay, now what I'm measuring is the hip measurements. Okay, hip measurement divided by 4, that is what I marked on that dotted line, and I connected it to the waistline with dotted lines as well. So from the shoulder to the dotted line is the torso foundation, and to the waistline is the bodice block. Now let's head over to the back pattern, and we will need these measurements that I am writing out: the shoulder, the across back, the bust, the waist, the armhole, and of course the back half length. Okay, and I wrote here 16 for the shoulder, 15 for the across back, 43 for the bust, 34 for the waist, or 33.5 as the case may be, and or any other measurement that is your waist measurement. Okay, and the rest of the measurements that you can see there. So I just marked my shoulder measurement there, shoulder divided by 2, and that gave me 8. That is 16 divided by 2 is 8, and I marked. And now for the back basic neck, it is 3 1/4 by half. 3 1/4 by half, just as you can see me mark there, and you connect with your armhole curve. Okay, so that is what I did, and I'll do my shoulder drop, that is shoulder slope 1 inch, and I will connect to the neckline like so. I'll connect it to the neckline like so, and the next thing to do is to get the across back, which is 5 inches down, and I measured 7.5 there, or you can just go in from there by half for your across back, going by half from the shoulder measurements. Okay, now this is the bust measurement divided by 4, of course, just the same way we did for the front, and it gave me 10 3/4 for 43, and I marked a vertical line. Okay, so right now the next thing to do is to go ahead and measure the armhole, which is 19 and 18.5, 19. Okay, and I just had to go ahead and mark. Okay, anything that is your armhole measurement, divided by 2, and you just impute the measurement there. That is just it. Okay, and now we are going to the waistline. Okay, along the back half length. The back half length is 16, the front is 17.5. So along the back half length line, I marked in ½ inch first, which is the back tightening, and I am connecting it like this. I'm connecting it in a way that it will not get past the level of the armhole, where the armhole ended. Okay, so that is ½ inch, and there will be going off. So from this mark now, I'm going to take my waist measurement. Okay, waist divided by 4, you mark, then you add 1 inch that intake to it. Just connect to the bust vertical line like this, and here will be going off, and that is it. So measure the middle of those 2 points to take your dart. So mark ½ inch on both sides. Use the end of the armhole level to note where the bust dart, the back dart will be ending. Okay, which is 1 inch below the armhole measurement. Okay, so that is what I just marked, and I will go ahead and connect it like this. So that is it for the back pattern. Is complete. If you want to make it a torso, of course, you add 6 inches just as you did in front. Okay, just add 6 inches that you added from the waistline of the front. Add the same at the back to complete the torso. Then measure hip measurement divided by 4 and connect this to the waistline like this. So this makes a complete pattern. So also connect this just as you have seen, and that is the complete pattern. Okay, so this is the torso foundation. I'm going ahead to mark the dart, which is 4.5 from the waistline, and I will connect to the waistline like this. Beautiful. I'll connect to the waistline like this, and I will go ahead and cut this out. Note that from the shoulder to the waist is the basic bodice block, and to the blouse length, the dotted part, it is the basic torso foundation. So I'm going to mark 5 inches from the waist to complete the dart for the front. Okay, I didn't complete it then, so I will connect this with dotted lines to the waist, and also connect the second part with dotted lines to the waist, and that is it. Our pattern is ready, the front and the back. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. I just used the same, tutorial to show you how to make both the front and the back bodice and torso foundation. Okay, I hope it is clear. If you have any question, ask me in the comments and I will be willing to answer. If you've not subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? There are lots of things to learn on this channel, well detailed and very easy to understand. You won't want to miss any of our tutorials. The one that is coming after this is definitely mind-blowing. Thanks for watching, guys, and thank you for always stopping by to watch my videos. You can see that this is longer, but when you take the side bust dart, it will be equal with the back. Okay, so if you take this place in, that will give us the bodice block. So this is the bodice from shoulder to waist. If you take this part in, that will give us the bodice. So this is the basic bodice block for the front and the back. And when you release the remaining part, that will be the basic torso foundation. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Love you all. Bye.